We now proceed to paternity and filiation. Ano ba ang paternity? So, ang ibig sabihin ng paternity, ito yung civil status ng ama in relation sa bata. Ayun ang paternity. The civil status of a father in relation to the child. Ano naman ang filiation na tinatawag? Itong filiation ay yung relationship or tie na nag-e-exist sa pagitan ng magulang at ng bata. So ipapasok natin dito yung legitimate children and illegitimate children. Who are deemed legitimate children? Sino-sino ba ang mga legitimate children? Ang mga legitimate children, ito yung mga children na na-conceive at pinanganak sa loob ng valid marriage ng kanyang parents. So, well, no question to that, it is or they are illegitimate children. Mga bata na conceive as a result of artificial insemination na yung sperm hindi man galing sa asawa niya or galing ito sa donor, legitimate children ang mga yan. Kahit hindi yung asawa mo yung may-ari ng sperm or yung punla na pinasok sa'yo, legitimate children yung mag-asawa yan, provided kapag nagsagawa kayo ng artificial insemination, make sure that dalawa kayo ng asawa mo, inauthorize nyo or renotify nyo yung insemination. Pangalawa, yung pag-authorize o pag-ratify nyo dyan must be in a written instrument, executed and signed by you before the birth of the child. And of course, yung kasulatan, dapat yan, na ire-record yan sa civil registry. Kasama yung birth certificate ng magiging anak ninyo. Kapag nag-conduct kayo ng artificial insemination. So kahit si kumpare or yung asawa mo, wala siyang kakayahang magkaanak, gusto ninyong magkaanak, kunin nyo yung sperm or yung punla ni kumpare mo. So, si kumpare mo ang magiging donor. So, you will undergo an artificial insemination. So, yung anak na yon, although alam mo na hypothetically, the biological father of the child is yung kumpare mo, but the child is conceived and born inside your valid marriage to your husband. So notwithstanding the fact, sa kabila ng katotohanan na artificial insemination yon at galing yon sa iyong kumpare, ito ay legitimate na anak ng iyong asawa at hindi ng iyong kumpare. Yun. That is legitimate children by artificial insemination. Of course, by natural, children conceived or born during a valid marriage of the parents are legitimate children. The legitimacy of the child may be established by any of the following. Yung record of birth appearing in the civil registry or by final judgment. O di kaya may admission of legitimate filiation in a public document or private handwritten instrument and signed by the parent concerned. Pag wala dun sa dalawa na yon, pwede rin ma-establish ang legitimacy ng bata by open and continuous possession of the status of the legitimate child, or di naman kaya any other means na inaalaw ng rules of court at ng special law tulad ng due recognition of legitimate child in a record of birth, o di kaya kinilala siya sa last will and testament ng decedent, statement before a court or record or in any authentic writing is in itself consummated act of acknowledgement of the child, and wala nang kaukulang court action ang kinakailangan. Sa katunayan nga, kahit anong kasulatan ay trinatrato, hindi lang ground for compulsory recognition. Ito ay is in itself pagboboluntaryo na pagre-recognize sa legitimacy ng bata. At hindi na kailangan ng separate action for judicial approval. Yun yung legitimacy. Ngayon, sa senaryo kanina, si kumpare nag-donate ng sperm by artificial insemination. Sino ang pwedeng kumwestiyon or who can impute the legitimacy of the child? Sino lang ang pwedeng maka-question sa pagiging legitimate ng bata? As a general rule, it is only and only the father who could impute the legitimacy of the child. The presumption of legitimacy fixes a civil status for the child born in wedlock, and only the father, or ito na yung exemption, in exemptional circumstances, yung mga tagapagmana nung father can contest in any appropriate action the legitimacy of the child born to his wife. Ngayon, it is only when the legitimacy of the child has been successfully impugned that yung paternity of the husband can be rejected. Ngayon, yung impugning the legitimacy of a child is strictly personal right ng father. Or in exemptional cases, yung mga tagapagmana niya. Kasi, kahit sinabi nung ina na hindi anak ng asawa niya yung bata, the legitimacy of the child cannot be impugned. Even the mother admitted it, confessed it, or have been declared as an adulteress. It is the father, or in exemptional circumstances, yung mga tagapagmana lang ng father ang pwedeng mag-impugn. Ngayon, kailan papasok yung mga tagapagmana on behalf of the father to impugn the legitimacy of the child? Ang mga tagapagmana ng husband may impugn the filiation of the child within the period prescribed in the rules. Sa mga pagkakataon na number 1, kapag yung father ay namatay bago ma-expire yung period kung kailan niya pwedeng i-impugn yung legitimacy ng bata, nakapag-file siya before ma-expire. Ngayon, kapag namatay siya pero nakapag-file na ng complaint at hindi siya nag-desist doon, pwede siyang i-represent ng mga heirs. And number 3, pinanganak yung bata pagkatapos namatay yung father. Then the heirs can represent the husband to impugn the legitimacy of the child. Mapipicture nyo yan kasi may significance yan as to the legitimate. Kasi magkaiba ang karapatan ng legitimate child at illegitimate child. Kaya may option to impugn the legitimacy of the child. And of course, the other benefits and privileges to be enjoyed by a legitimate child compared to an illegitimate child. For research purposes, yung kaso ni De Jesus versus the state of Dissident 1 Gamboa Dizon, ang CR number niyan is 142877. Sa mga gustong pag-aralan yung kaso, yan yon. Na sinabi ng Supreme Court, indeed, a child so born in such a wedlock shall be considered legitimate, although yung nanay may have declared against its legitimacy. Sinabi niya, hindi mo anak yan. Illegitimate mo yan. Okay? Legitimate pa rin siya. Although the mother declared against its legitimacy or may have been sentenced as having been an adulteress. That is the case of De Jesus versus the state of Dissident 1 Gamboa Dizon, GR number 142877. So, sino-sino naman ang mga illegitimate? Tapos na tayo sa legitimate children, punta na tayo sa illegitimate. Okay? Children conceived or born outside a valid marriage are illegitimate unless otherwise provided for by the family code. So, those are the illegitimate children. Kailan pwedeng gamitin ng illegitimate children yung apelyido ng kanyang ama? Pwede ba na gamitin ang apelyido ng iyong ama kung illegitimate child ka? Illegitimate children may use the surname of their father if kung yung filiation nila na-establish. Their filiation is expressly recognized of their father. Paano mo malalaman na na-recognize ka ng iyong ama? Okay? Through the record of birth appearing in the civil register. Pag pumirma, acknowledge ng putative father yung bata as an illegitimate child, then you have the right to bear the surname of your putative father. When an admission in a public document or private handwritten instrument is made by the father, provided that the father has the right to institute an action before the regular courts to prove non-filiation during his lifetime. So the legitimate and illegitimate children may use, of course, illegitimate, they may use the surname of their father, but the illegitimate can also or has also the privilege or right to use their father's surname provided they are recognized. To sum up, illegitimate filiation may be established in the same way and on the same evidence as legitimate children. Okay? The action must be brought within the same period specified in Article 173 of the Family Code, except when the action is based on the second paragraph of Article 172, in which case the action may be brought during the lifetime of the alleged parent. Ngayon, pwede ka bang i-compel ng iyong ama na gamitin mo yung apelyido niya? Illegitimate child ka. You are an illegitimate child. Can your father compel you to use his surname upon his recognition of your filiation? The answer is in the negative. Kasi Article 176 of the Family Code gives illegitimate child, the right to decide if they want to use the surname of their father or not. Diba? It is not the father or the mother who is granted by law the right to dictate the surname of their illegitimate children. So walang karapatan ang iyong ama o yung ina kung anong apelyido ang gusto mo. But of course, you are still a child. Ia-apelyido ka ng nanay mo sa gusto niya. Alam, makakontest ka. Palitan mo na lang later pag malaki ka na. Pag may sarili ka ng disposisyon sa buhay. So, yun yung legitimate at illegitimate. Meron din tayong tinatawag na legitimated. Ang legitimated, ito yung mga bata na pinanganak and conceived out of wedlock by parents who at the time of the conception, nung ikaw ay ginawa, hindi naman sila disqualified by any impediment na pakasalan ng isa't isa. Wala lang. Nadala lang sila. Then nabuo ka. Hindi pa sila kasal. Pero wala rin silang impediment para pakasalan ng isa't isa. Legal silang single na dalawa. Pero nauna kang lumabas bago sila kinasal. So kapag kinasal sila at meron ka na dito sa mundo, ikaw ay tinatawag na legitimated child. Yun ang legitimated children. Okay. Sino-sino ang pwedeng maging legitimated child? Ayun yung mga bata na sinabi ko nga, pinanganak nung mag-asawa pero hindi pa sila kasal, pero nung pinanganak ka, wala naman silang sabit na dalawa. Nauna ka lang lumabas bago sila nagpakasal. So by virtue of their marriage, you are a legitimated child. Kailan ito mangyayari? Kailan ka magiging legitimated child? Legitimation shall take place by subsequent valid marriage between spouses Now, the annulment of a voidable marriage shall not affect the legitimation. So, ano naman ang karapatan nitong legitimated child na ito? Okay? Ang legitimated child shall enjoy the same rights and privileges as a legitimate children or legitimate child. So that is legitimate, illegitimate, and legitimated children, and the paternity and filiation. So punta na tayo sa medyo may kaguluhan na topic, pero mabilis lang naman ito. Yung legitimacy ng bata ang involved dito. So dati mag-asawa si A and B. Naghiwalay lang sila, no? Or namatay kamo na lang si A. Yung lalaki, January 1. January 1. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Nanganak ngayon ng July 1 yung babae. July 1 nanganak yung babae. Pero kinasal siya. Dahil patay na yung una niyang asawa, kinasal siya ng June. So, kaninong legitimate na bata yon? Doon sa namatay o yung bagong asawa ng babae? So, a child born before 180 days, pagkatapos ma-solemnize ang subsequent marriage, is considered to have been conceived during the former marriage, provided it be born within 300 days after the termination of the former marriage. So since pinanganak yung bata within 180 days after the termination of the pinanganak yung bata 180 days after the solemnization of yung pangalawang kasal, considered itong na-conceive nung unang asawa nung babae. Kasi pasok pa rin siya sa 300 days pagkatapos mamatay yung unang asawa. So, legitimate child siya ng unang asawa. Siyempre naman, di ba? Kasi, June lang siya kinasal. Paano kung kinasal siya ng June 1? July, August, September, October, 3, 16, June, July, August, October. Pinanganak yung bata noong November 1. Eksakto 180 days. Nung kasal, November 1. Pero namatay yung unang asawa nung January 1. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 11 months. So may 330 days na. Lagpas na siya sa 300 days upon the termination of the first na asawa niya. So it is understood and considered conceived and born to the subsequent marriage or second marriage. So legitimate na anak siya nung pangalawang asawa na. Kasi pinanganak na siya on November. Which 330 days upon the death or termination of the first marriage. Yan ay legitimate ng anak ng pangalawang asawa. Yung una, kanina, legitimate na anak nung namatay na asawa. So ang kukomputin mo dyan is 180 days of within the 300 days sa legitimacy ng bata. So next topic tayo is adoption, domestic adoption. Bago tayo pupunta sa support. Thank you.